Hello, welcome to Easy English. So today we're on the beach and we want to find out what Brits think about Italians. Now this is a special episode because Easy Italian are going to find out what Italians think of Brits, which you can watch up here. But let's get back to it. This is what Brits think about Italians. Tell me, what's your opinion on Italians?
Italians can cook and they're very well dressed and they're very stylish and they're very exotic and usually quite sexy. One of my really good friends is Italian. We play volleyball together and she meets all of those criteria actually.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I don't think it's a stereotype.
So she has you over to cook quite a lot? She
does actually, yes, and she makes lots of pasta and pizza, but I think that's because that's what I ask for. I think I'm the stereotype, not her.
What do you think about Italians?
I think they're amazing. I think the fact that they are so gregarious, so charming, they love their food and they put it all out there. There's very little in terms of reserved behaviour.
I think the northern Italians consider themselves very, very sophisticated. You know.
Okay.
I remember I was in a place called Ventimiglia, which is just on the border as you go from south of France, Nice, that way you just cross over. You go through a tunnel, you're in Italy, Ventimiglia. And I was sitting outside a cafe one evening, having a brandy and a cigar or something like that, just thoroughly enjoying being a foreigner abroad, but no British there, which is great. One of the reasons I went there. And this guy came to me, a very elegant sort of guy, about 6'2", grey hair, cashmere overcoat over his shoulders, you know, just walking along. And he came up to me with a perfect Italian, but perfect English accent.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And he was something like the professor of antiquities at the Torino University. Right. And he was just having a stroll around. And he said, I wanted to try and do the Italian accent. I wonder if, would you like a nice cream? And that's what they do. They have a nice cream. Or they're in Lake Como and they parade round in the evening. You know, everyone, even if you're, you know, you don't have to be an academic or an aristocrat. Yeah. Everyone does that. If you drive a bus, you're going to be doing that. Your best clothes. They seem to wear a lot of tweed as well, which is really odd. I think they like the English.
The geography teacher look.
Exactly. But now you go right down south. Yeah. Like you go into a village or a town like that. Hey, you have someone come in here, have some food. He said, good, it's good. They don't dress up, it's fine. There's nothing in their homes because they don't spend time in their homes.
Right.
Because it's always sunny outside.
Yeah.
My opinion is that they're probably really nice people. I'm at St Andrews University and it's quite international. So, yeah, I meet all sorts of people and everyone's lovely.
Okay, so you might know some Italians?
My best friends aren't Italian, but there are Italians at my uni. So
okay.
They're not in my social circle, but yeah, everyone's lovely there. So.
And have you been to Italy before?
Yes, I have. I've been to Rome and Venice.
Okay, and so you've met Italians, I guess, and what were they like? Just generally nice?
Very friendly. Probably more friendly than Brits sometimes.
Well, of the Italians that I have met, I do find them nice, yeah, I think.
Have you both been to Italy?
I haven't been to Italy.
I've been to Italy, but I was like 6 or something, so I don't remember it very well.
Okay, and where did you go?
Venice.
Okay, great. And how about you? What's your opinion of Italians?
My opinion of Italians is, well, I worked for 2 families that are Italian and they live here in Saltine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they are very, very family orientated, extremely. So more so than us, I would say.
I think they have like really good food. It's quite a cool culture.
I don't think they've got the yobbishness that we've got here. I think the children are politer and nicer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's funny, when you first asked the question, I immediately thought about food because I love Italian food and I've had some really nice meals in Italy. I think that the way that they eat as well is a lot more relaxed and kind of laid back than British people often are a bit formal and uptight when it comes to food. I like the relaxed approach to cooking.
I think they also have more respect for their elders.
Yes.
Oh, yes, that's another thing, isn't it? Yes.
This seems to be a thing that people have mentioned as well. Family is a...
Very important, and they cherish older people, don't they, rather than finding them an irritation.
This video is sponsored by Italki, the site that allows you to find online language teachers for one-on-one tutoring. As a new user, you'll get $10 in Italki credits after your first lesson if you register using the link go.italki.com/easy English. If you don't like reading complicated language books or listening to pre-recorded audio courses, then Italki is for you. You'll get to practice your conversational skills under different real-world scenarios, as speaking with humans is the best way to learn a language. You can customize your lessons to cater for your learning needs and interests, and the one-on-one lessons provide you undivided attention with teachers at your preferred time, whether you're at home, at the airport, or at your local park. You have complete access. So head on over to Italki with this link, go.italki.com/easy English to start your first lesson and get $10 in lesson credits. Before we carry on with our episode, here's a short snippet about what Matteo thinks about Brits and what Katie found out on the streets.
What do I think about the Brits? Well, they're cold, snobs, alcoholics, joking. My wife is British. Someone says that Brits are like coconut and Italians are like peaches. That's because it's very easy to be friends of Italians, because Italians are like, hey, let's be friends. Instead, with British people, it's very difficult. But once you manage to break the hard shell, it's all friendship and love. That's kind of it. And you drink a bit more than us.
Io effettivamente anch'io parlerei soltanto per stereotipi.
Io me li immagino o i britannici o molto tipo in fila da qualche parte e molto composti, oppure completamente distrutti in un pub. Queste sono le due versioni di britannici che mi immagino.
Sicuramente un popolo molto interessante, una grande storia alle spalle, solamente.
Persone competenti,
Sì.
direi.
Che ci hanno lasciato andandosene dall'Europa
Sono un po' strani, un po' tanto strani. Perché?
And have you been to Italy before?
I've been to Venice, which I think is in Italy, so I'm very confident about that.
I see. And do you have plans to return to Italy after your experience in Venice?
Absolutely, it's beautiful, definitely.
Perfect.
I had the pleasure of working with a number of Italians and spending visits there. I went to Milan, went to Rome, went to Como a couple of times, and they're just absolutely the best hosts. Loved it. But Rome was just amazing. I had the archetypal Italian experience. I was sitting by the Colosseum, having pasta and wine, and next to me there was a padre there in his dog collar as a Vespa and a Ferrari went past. So I took a picture of it just to, it can't get more than that. That's your Italian overdose right there.
Wow, that's like a sketch or something.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing.
Wow, okay, and would you say you've been to a few places in Italy then?
Yes.
You said, yeah. And would you say that this archetype that you sort of said fits to all the regions you've been?
Bits of it do, and that's just, I suppose, the caricature. But the fact that you can see some things permeate all the way through. So the openness, the willingness to engage, the love of food and love of wine. Everyone loves food, but I think they've got it down to a fine art in Italy. It's much more accessible than perhaps some fine cuisines. It's just lovely.
What do you think everyone in England or Britain thinks of Italians? They're like a cliche, if you know what I mean, of what we think of them.
I think right now some British people might not like the Italians as much as they may have used to a year ago or something, as they lost the Euro final to them. So
I was waiting for someone to say that. Okay, so you think maybe we're a little bit sore?
yeah,
And what's your opinion of Italians?
I like them.
Even though they upset you only a month ago?
I thought they deserved it, firstly.
Is there like a resounding... Maybe you've already sort of said it, with the kind of the pride or the kind of the Yeah, maybe the pride and the culture of one, like a resounding feature throughout the whole of Italy.
Yeah, I would. It's their enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm.
Yeah, especially when it comes to, did we mention cooking at all? Yeah, especially when we do that because, and quite frankly, I am a little bit biased here. There are no greater waiters in the world than Italians.
And how does your opinion compare to the kind of cliched general populace opinion of Italians in Britain?
Hey, I think that we've always got a real soft spot for Italians because I think so my first experience of all things Italian as a Scotsman was going to Vizocchi's Ice Cream in Kerrymuir and seeing just this wonderful wealth of flavours that, you know, at home you wouldn't get. And so that Italianness would come through in a lot of people as we grew up. And then you take the chance to travel and see it in Italy, and it's the same again, but 1,000-fold more.
We have the same channel, but in Italy, asking the opposite question. What do you think Italians will say when they ask the question, what do they think of Brits?
I don't really know.
Well, I guess
I'd like to think it'll be good, but
don't really know. I guess on the same sort of the football, we're not very nice in football.
Yeah, I think
the football fans aren't.
The football fans haven't been that nice recently.
Right, because of the booing and stuff.
Yeah.
So
maybe they're getting the wrong perception of them. I think.
We have a team called Easy Italian that is making the same counter question.
British people. What are they saying? I don't know. I think they must think, because they seem to cherish their heritage so much, and we do have we're a very historical nation, aren't we? Our attitude to it is very different, I think, to the Italians, but they may kind of find that really fascinating.
Thanks for watching this week's episode. Let us know in the comments below what you think about Italians, and if us Brits are a bit like coconuts. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Stereotype, not her.
And have you ever tried making Italian food for her?
No, I don't want to be disrespectful. Absolutely not.